Welcome to GIMP tutorial. In this tutorial, we will understand what is GIMP. So GIMP stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. It is used for editing images, for playing with them, to add new effects to them, and make pictures really visually appealing. So why do we use GIMP? So GIMP is free alternative to softwares like Paint, Photoshop. Photoshop costs you about hundreds of dollars per user. So eventually you are saving lots of money. GIMP is extremely light, which makes it extremely fast as compared to other bulky softwares. GIMP has got hundreds of features which are to be explored by any new user. So if you are a newbie, then GIMP will have plenty of features to explore. So let's start learning GIMP. So this is the basic user interface of GIMP, which is contained of three things. First is the menu bar, which is on the top. Then we have toolbox on the left side and layers box on the right side. And we will be covering each of them in following tutorials. So let's start learning how to create a new image file in GIMP. So first step is to go to File menu bar and then click on New, and then you will be shown a window which says create a new image. So under template you will be shown various kinds of possible sizes of the page of the image. So choose any of these. So many of these are standard page sizes around the world. So like A3, A4, A5, these are international paper sizes. So let's say we want 800 cross 800. In case you want any custom size of the page, let's say 540 cross 273, any random number, then you can mention that. Also there are units, various units. In case you know the specifications of the image, then you can choose. So let's say I want 200 millimeters cross 190 millimeters, then I can specify that. Also we have got resolution. So let's say if we want to increase the resolution to 100, the eventual size will increase of the image, and also the depth and quality of the image will also increase. So this pixels by inch means number of pixels contained in an inch. So higher the number, more clarity, more quality it would have. So we can also change the parameter, so it can be pixels per meter, pixels per point, pixels per centimeter, meter. Also we have two options for color space. So either we can choose the grayscale or we can use the RGB color. RGB contains red, green and blue. Also we have option of filling the color inside the image which we are creating. So in case we want to fill it with the foreground color, which is on the left, so this is the foreground color while the white is the background color. We can change them by clicking on it over it, but right now we are choosing foreground color and just press OK. So we are shown a new image which we created. So in case we want to create a new image with the background color filled, then we can just click on background. We can choose background color over here and keeping all the parameters intact. So now we are shown an image which is filled with background color. In case we want it to be transparent, which we do for creating PNG files which are used for website purposes, then we can just go to advanced options and fill it with transparency and click on OK, and we are shown a new image with transparency. So we will understand what are the benefits of transparency over these in following videos. So this is the process of creating a new file. So in case you want to open any existing file, just then click on OK, open, and choose a location from where you want to open that file, and then press OK, open. So that file will open. So in this video we learned why do we use GIMP, what is GIMP, and how to create new images and how to open images in GIMP. Thank you for watching the video. Hi, in this tutorial we will experiment with the images. So first of all we will open an image. We will go to open, and then we will select any of the image available. So let's say we are selecting this one, and then click on open, and then that file will open. So now we can see multiple items and we can play with them. So let's start doing something. So let's use this tool which says free select tool. So basically we can just select any of the item which we want to extract out of the image. And we have to keep pressing the key, the left key of the mouse, and then we have to make these 2 points meet, the starting point with the ending point. They have to meet and they will form a circle like they are forming over here. Then we can see the selection. Now we can just go to edit, we can go to cut, and then we can just go to file, new, and create a new image which will have that item. So now we can see that item to be there. In case that file hides, so just click on Windows and then the file name, and then that file will appear. So now we can see that image over here. So just to make it more clear, we can use eraser tool, which is over here. So first of all we have to zoom, so just click on this magnifying glass and then select the area which you want to zoom in. So now we can see the area is visible, so just a bit more in depth. And now we can select this image further. To get rid of the extra space, the area which is not of this particular item, and then we can just make both ends meet and then click on delete. And if that doesn't work, then just go to eraser to erase the thing. So it will not rub any area beyond the selection, so the eraser will work within the selection. So these are small tips which you need to keep in mind while using GIMP. Also we can use eraser tool without any selection, but then this particular pointer is having large area, so just to make it smaller we can go to the eraser tools options, then we can just reduce the size by decreasing it. Now we have smaller one which will help us in removing the unwanted area. So this is how we use the eraser tool to remove the area which we don't want in the image. Which makes the object which we want to stand out and to not have any unwanted areas. So here we have almost managed to remove all the necessary unwanted area. And in case you make some mistake like this which we made over here, we can go to edit, then undo eraser, and then further. So keep on doing it, or alternatively press Ctrl Z, and you can remove a bit from here. So now it's sort of okay. And then just to zoom out, you can just select zoom out over here and then press. Yeah. So now we have this object, and now if you want to play with it, we can just go to filters. We can apply various kind of filters. So let's say we want to apply lens flare or supernova. So now just click, and now we have a supernova over here. And if you want to undo it, you can just go to edit and then undo supernova. We can try other filters as well, like cartoon. Now we have applied cartoon filter, and it made it a bit unrealistic. So this is how we apply filters. We will be covering these in details. This is just to give a feel of what kind of features do we have in GIMP. So for extraction of any image out of the image, we can just go to rope tool, which is free select tool, in which you have to hand draw the region, and then you have to cut or just delete whatsoever you want to do with it. In next video, we'll be covering fuzzy select tool. Thank you for watching the video. Hi, in this tutorial we will learn how to create new layers in GIMP. So first step is to open a new file or any existing file, and so here we have created a new file. So now we have two ways to create a file. First is to go to the menu bar, and it has layer over there, or we can just go to right hand side. We can see this place which says open the layers dialog. So just to zoom a bit, this is how it looks like. Now to create a new layer, we have to click on this. This looks like a new document icon. So as it says, create a new layer and add it to the image. So click on it, and here we can see we are shown a window which says create a new layer, and then we can name the layer. So let's say layer 1 is the name. Then what will be the size of this layer? If you want it to be large, if you want it to be small, you can accordingly change the layer size. Also, what kind of color do you want to fill inside that layer? Should it be the foreground color, which is the orange right now, or the background color, which is the white right now, but it can be anything which you want, or white or transparent. So let's try foreground color, which will be the orange. So now we can see a layer is created with foreground color filled in it. Now we will create a new layer which will be named as layer 2, and it will be filled with background color, but background color is white, so it will be filled with white. So just to make a change, we can make it blue. So now we will create a new layer, layer 3, in which we will fill it with background color, but this time it will be blue. Now we will create a new layer which will be white in color. So now we can see a new layer is created with white color inside it. And now finally we will create a new layer, and this will be filled with transparency. So we can't see anything because it's transparent. So let's say if we want to draw something, we can, and it will be visible. Since it's transparent, if we will hide this layer, layer 4, then color of the layer 3 will be visible, or the layer 3 itself will be visible. If we will hide this one, then we can see white because layer 2 is white, and if we will hide that, we can see orange. But since both layers are in orange, they sort of got merged. So let's erase it a bit. Go and use eraser, and if you will just erase a part of it, then we can see this part is layer, so this portion is layer 5. So this is how layers are created in GIMP. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Hi, in this tutorial we will understand the concept of layers. So concept of layers remains same, be it Photoshop or GIMP. So layers can be imagined as static containers which contain some graphics or some text. In this video we can see there are sideways or side view of the layers. So imagine this red one is layer 1, while the blue one is layer 2 and green one is layer 3. So we can easily say that this is the background or the base layer. Over it we have layer 2, and over it we have layer 3. So if in case layer 3 is opaque, then we can't see beneath it. So we can't see layer 2, and if this is transparent, if layer 3 is transparent or has some gaps, so then we can see layer 2. But if layer 2 is opaque, then we can't see the base or the layer 1. So that was the side view. Now let's see the realistic view. So here we have the transparent background, then we have a green layer which is over the background. So let's not see this and see this. So here we have only green layer visible and background image or layer visible. So over the background we have green one, and green is transparent in nature. It's just that we need to erase a bit. So let's say let's make it 20. Now if we will just remove it, then we can see that those checks. So these checks represents that it's transparent in nature, else it would have been white or any background color which we would have chosen over here. Now we have blue over the green. So now we can see, since this is transparent in nature, the blue layer, we can see this one as well. Had it been opaque, we wouldn't have seen this part or the greenish part of the green layer. So let's try to make it opaque. So just go to this paintbrush tool, and then increase the size just to make it a bit fast, and then just color it out. So now we can see it is becoming opaque and we can't see the green at all. So this is how transparency works and the layer system works. Okay, so we made a mistake. We did paint on over the green one. We need to do that on the blue one. So now we can see nothing if you're talking about layer 2. So layer 2 is this one, blue, and now we will have another layer which is layer number 3. It will be, let's say, pink, and let's color it out pink. So now we can see we have a pink color over the blue one. Let's leave a bit so that let's not do that. So now we can see pink layer is on the top while blue is beneath it. So in case we will erase a bit of this, then we can see blue, and if we will remove a bit of blue, then we will see a bit of green. Here we can only erase blue layer, so the blue portion which is visible, we can only remove that. So now if we will erase a bit of this, and if we will erase a bit of green, then we will see the background. See, you can see the background. And if we will color the background with some fancy color, let's say orangish, then it won't do. Okay, so now over the pink, now we will add one more layer which will be orange, and here we can see we have chose transparency. So now we have created a new layer which is orange layer, which has got transparency, and here we will be filling orange color inside it. So just go to paintbrush and choose the orange color by going to this place and then choose any of the shade of orange and then start coloring it. So we have almost colored it, and now we will start erasing it just to see how it looks like. So here we can see below the orange one we have pink one which is also visible, then we have the blue one which is also visible, and then we have green one which is also visible. So we can see the top view, and from top view wherever there is a gap we can see beneath that layer there are multiple layers and we can see all of them. So this is how the transparency works and how the layer system works. Layers are stacked over each other, and in case they have got transparency and they have got some holes or gaps, then we can see the layers beneath them or the content inside the layers beneath them. So here we can see every layer. Now if we will erase this green part a bit, then we'll be able to see the orangish part which we filled. So let's say we are going to background again and we are coloring it orange, then we can see that the orange is there in the background place. So this is how the layer system works in Photoshop and GIMP. I hope this helped you in understanding the concept of layers. Thank you for watching the tutorial. In this video we will learn how to scale an image. So let's say we have an image which has got this much as its original size, which is about 240 into 320 pixels. Now what we want to do is what we can do is we can either increase its size or decrease its size. So we call it scaling. So how do we do that? First of all, you have to open an image and then you have to go to image menu bar. So click on it and it will show you an option called scale image. Click on it and there you will be shown multiple options. So first we can see is image size. So width is 240 and height is 320. So let's say we want to make it 500. So the size of height will be increased proportionally. So by proportion we mean that if you will click on scale, then the the ratio between the height and width has maintained. And in case we didn't want it to happen, so something like this would happen. So in this case we only increased the width but not the height. But if we will keep the ratio same, then if we are making width 500, then automatically the height will the size of the height will also increase, so the proportion has been maintained. So how do we really ensure that the ratio will maintain or not? We have this chain symbol. So if by default the chain is attached, so in case it's attached, it means that the ratio will be maintained. If you will click on it, then it will be unchained, which means that the ratio won't be maintained. So let's say if we are changing it to 800, then the height won't be changed. Height won't change at all. So you have to manually change it. So let's say you are changing these values. Now click on scale. So according to your specifications, the image resolution will change or image size will change. So this is how we scale by entering the measurements as well. So let's say earlier the measurement unit was pixels. Now we want to change it to millimeters, and we want to make it 100 millimeters wide, and automatically the calculation for height will be done. So it will be about 133. So now click on scale, and we can see that the size has increased a bit. So now we have our width of the image as 100, about 100, and proportionally it will change. So let's say if it is inch, then it will be 3.931. Now let's say if you want to make it 5 inches, then just change it to 5. Accordingly height will also increase or change. Now click on scale. So image size has increased a bit. Now let's say we want to scale the image in percentage. So let's say currently it's 100%. Now we want to reduce it to quarter. So let's say 25%. So change it to 25 and then click on scale. So now the image size has decreased by 75%. So it's 25% of the original image. Now going back again. Now let's say we want to increase the size, or rather double the size of it. So we will make it 200%. Now click on scale. So if we click on scale, then the size will be increased 100%. So in total it will be 200%. So this is how it looks like. So scaling is really easy in GIMP. All you need to do is open an image, import an image in the layer. So basically what we are doing is we are scaling the image which is inside a layer. So we are actually scaling and layer. So yeah, so go to image and then click on scale image, and over here you are given different measurements of the image, and accordingly you can change the size of that particular image. Thank you for watching the tutorial. In this tutorial we will learn how to export any image on which you have worked into different image file formats such as JPG, PNG or BMP or any other. So basically what we have to do is we have to first of all open any file, image file. We have to work on it, and after the completion of work we have to go to edit, file, and then we have to click on save as, And over here we can see that we are in the folder, desired folder, and we can see that there is XCF, then there is XCF, then bzip, and then gzip. So we can't see JPG or any other file format. So why is that? So in the latest GIMP versions, we don't have really option of saving it as JPG or PNG, but we have to export that image as. So you have to click on export as, then you have to choose which kind of image or image file format you have to choose. So let's say you want to choose GIF, but the drawback is it is restricted to 128-bit colors. So we can see we have PNG over here, which is one of the best file format for image. Then we can see we have got JPG over here. So just click on it and just ensure that there is .jpg over there and click on export. So since there is already a file, so we can just rename it and then click on export. Then it will ask for the quality you want the file to have. So let's say it would be 100. So as the quality will increase, gradually the file size will also increase. So 100%, if we are maintaining the 100% quality, then click on export and we will see what kind of difference is there. So now the file has successfully exported to the folder. So now what we will do is we will try exporting the file with 50% quality. So everything will remain same. All you need to do is click on export and just rename a file so that it doesn't get overwritten. Click on export and then let's make it 50 and then click on export. So the file has successfully exported and we can see that the original file 100% quality has got this file size 2.4 MB, while the second one has been just created at 1137 and we have the size 137, and there is huge difference between these two, and that is just because of the quality loss. So there has been 50% quality distortion in the second image. So the image size has reduced considerably without affecting the resolution of the image. So now what we will do is we will try exporting the file in different file formats. So let's say PNG. So you just have to write PNG after the file name and a full stop, then click on export and then click on export. So since PNG is one of the very high quality file formats, so you have to ensure that, or you should know that the file size will be large in size. It won't reduce as JPG file size decreases. So now it's taking a bit or taking a while to actually convert the file into PNG. So we have learned how to export any image in different file format when you are using any latest versions of GIMP. So let's say we are using GIMP 2.8 right now. So in case you are using 2.8, then this is how we do it. So now we can see that we have this PNG file which has got the file size 4.1 MB. So the file size has increased. So that's what happens when you are using PNG. But PNG is excellent when you really want to ensure that there is absolutely zero loss in quality of an image. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Add patterns in the background. So first of all, we need an image with transparent background. So as you can see, we have this image and it is surrounded by transparent background. So we need to add a layer, and let's call it background, and fill it with transparency and drag this background just below this image. And now just drag the pattern which you want in the background. So let's say you want this particular background, then we have it. Let's say we want this one, which is leopard skin, or we want this one. So we can change the patterns in the background by just dragging it and dropping it over the image, and in the background layer. So three things which we need to take care of is we need to have an image. Then the background should be transparent, and image should also be transparent in terms of the fact that its surrounding is clear and it's transparent. If it will be opaque, then you won't be able to see background at all. So this is how we do it. Now if you want an image to be on the background, then we need to just open it as layer. So just go to file and then click on open as layers, and then select the image. So let's say we want the dog to be on the beach, lying on the beach. So we are just importing or opening image of a beach. So now it's done, and now we can see the dog is lying on the beach. We can just use the move tool to suit it a bit. So now it gives us the impression that dog is actually lying on the beach with its footstep on the ground. So this is how we add image in the background, by just going to file and then opening it as a layer and then choosing the image which we want. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Hi, in this tutorial we will learn how to remove the background of any image and extract that image and copy it to a new background. So in this image we have the earth in the background, and if you want to remove the earth and you want to place this astronaut in some different background, so how to do that? So for that, first of all, you have to select the astronaut. So how to do that? As you can see, we have selected the select tool, through which we will select the boundary of the astronaut. It takes time to select because you have to do it inch by inch, so that the boundary is selected without any unintended portion. So you have to select the image very carefully. It will take a lot of time depending on the complexity, depending on the number of curves that particular image has. So this image is very straightforward because it doesn't have many irregularities around the periphery or the boundary of the image. So it is a bit faster, and we are not doing it very carefully, in the sense that we are not focusing on every single inch of it. So we are just doing it rapidly so that it gets finished a bit easily. But if there is a complex image, then you have to invest lots of time in selecting that particular image. So ensure that you don't click uh, twice, because then that particular region is selected prematurely. So keep on selecting it till the entire image is not selected. So we are almost there, and we have selected major portion of this particular image. So ensure that whenever you're selecting image, you don't misselect uh, any particular region, because if you do so, then you have to do it again, which will be very time consuming. Whenever you are selecting any particular image, there are two options of selecting. First is you have the selected image and then you are inverting it, in which means that the selection is inverted, and second is in which you don't invert. So when you are inverting, then the background can be removed, but if you're not inverting, then the image can be copied or cut, and you can paste it in different backgrounds. In this case, we are having this underwater area in which we are placing the copied image. So we have this astronaut. We are now playing with it. We are just placing it here, there. So you are free to do so. So let's say you have a beach image, and you want this astronaut to be at the beach. So you can just paste that particular image at the beach, or any image for that matter, in the background. So this is very easy to do in GIMP or GIMP. This is very frequently used feature whenever you are trying to edit an image for some kind of job. So now let's say we have this, there are two astronauts in this particular image. They are just swimming around in the water. So GIMP makes it really easy for you to do so, and almost the process is same in Photoshop as well. So as we can zoom down and see that we have a few areas where uh, the region was not selected very carefully. So in case you are doing some serious stuff, so for some project, then you have to ensure that you zoom or zoom down into the image, and then you select the region very carefully, like we are doing right now. We have zoomed down into the image, and then we are selecting the area. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button for receiving more updates from Being Skilled. Hi, welcome to GIMP tutorial. In this tutorial, we will learn very important tool, which is stamping tool. So how to use stamping tool. So if you have opened any image and you want to hide certain elements of the image in such a way that it's not recognized very easily that that object was there originally. So like we have two persons standing in front of this monument, and we now want to remove them so that we can have the view of the monument. So how to remove that? So first of all, we have to open the image, and then you have to go to left side and click on clone tool. So stamping tool is also known as clone tool. So click on it, and then just press control, or you have to just use or just hover it, and it will tell you about if you want to press shift key or control key, because we are using Mac, and it has command. You have to press the command key, and then you have to take the reference. So by pressing the command key, you are taking the reference on the either side, and then just start um, and then just release the command key, and then just try just keep on pressing the left button of the mouse, and you will see that the leftmost portion, or the reference point, is now being copied in the right side. Likewise, take reference point near this place, and now just keep on tapping it. So you will see that we're now removing it. Also, you can take the reference point just in the right side, and then just tap it again, and taking reference from the left side, just tapping it again. For this portion, you have to take the reference point towards right and just keep on tapping, and likewise in the right side for the second stair, just press it. uh, yeah, again taking the reference point. If you don't want to tap it, you can just continue pressing the key while shifting towards either left or right, and taking reference point from the left side. And so why is this hand appearing over here? So suppose you have taken the reference point of this particular location, then it will take a note of left and right side as well, so it will have that in memory. So if you will tap that over here, then either side will be there in the memory, so it will keep on appearing. So it's better to limit the moving part, and I will make it clear in a few seconds. So right now we are taking reference and we are just completing it. Suppose we have this person and we are taking reference of this particular location. So if we will move the cursor towards right while pressing the left key, then what will happen is that person will appear over here. Now if we will take reference point of this location, so it has got this particular location and this particular location in its memory. Now it depends on the movement of the cursor which part it wants to fetch from the memory. So if we will click and move towards right, then the staircase will appear. Oh sorry, yeah, now the staircase will appear and that person will appear as well. But if you will press it and move towards left, then what will happen is that person will appear on the left side. So this particular portion is from this particular location and this is coming from here. So it keeps in the memory, and depending on the direction, it shows you, or it brings it and just paste it over there. So going back again, so all we need to do is just take the reference point of this particular location. We are taking this location because this is pretty long towards left side, so it will help us in doing this in one stretch. So all we need to do is just tap once and just keep on pressing it and keep on moving towards left. And just to give it some clarity, we are just taking the reference point again and we are moving towards left. Now this will be very easy, just click over here and this particular location will be removed. Now we have tapped thrice and just take the reference point of this location and then just give it a try and move it towards left. Now we can see that those two people, the persons, are not here now, and it doesn't really seem like there were people over there. So this is how we use the clone tool or stamping tool in GIMP. So you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for Photoshop. You can do it for free in GIMP, which is a free open source software. Thank you for watching the tutorial. There will be times when you want to increase or decrease the size of brushes. So how do we do that? So on the left side we can see we have tool options. The tool options is really important sort of option. Sometimes they may get lost. So how do we really recover it? So you have to go to Windows and then you have to click on dockable dialogs, and over there you will find tool options. So click on it, and that particular thing will appear. And the main benefit of this tool option is that there are many tools which uses these options. So let's say if you're using any brush, then there will be times when you'll be changing the size of the brushes, or stamping tool for that matter, or maybe the line, or maybe the smudging, the blurring, or maybe the dodge. So everyone has got this size linked with it. So if you want to increase or decrease the size of the brush, then just go to the tool options after selecting any of these. So suppose we want to paint, and we want to increase the size. So first of all, let's see how it looks like, the basic one. So this is it. This is pretty large in size, the brush size. Now if you want to reduce this, just click anywhere towards left or right. If you're clicking it towards left, then the size will reduce, while if you're moving it towards right, then the size will increase. So now we can just type in something, or draw something rather. So this is how it looks like when you have a brush size 69. But if you're increasing the size to let's say 700, then the size is pretty large. The main benefit of it is that if you have a very large image, and you have lots of things to paint, and paint very fast, then you have to use these large brushes. But if you have very small image, or you have to draw something really small, then you can use the small size brush. So just move it towards left, and the size of the brush will reduce. Now we have something important, which is opacity of the brush. So suppose you are painting something, and you don't want it to hide the image which is in background. So how to prevent that? So if you will reduce the opacity, then it will increase the transparency. So if you have let's say 33% opacity, which means that now it's pretty much transparent, and you can see that you still can see the background image even if we have painted in front of it. So this is the portion where, this is the place where we have painted. Now if we will do it again, then obviously the opacity will increase, and if you will do it again, the opacity will further increase. And if you will keep on doing it, then eventually it will become opaque, and you won't be able to see the background image. So it's good when you have to do it once or twice, depending on what you have decided, what percentage of opacity you have decided. And you can just type in something over here. So let's say we want to type New Delhi. So it didn't, just select the text and increase the size, and then change the color of it to white. Now if we'll go back, you can see, you can just move it like this, and this is how it looks like. So we have just learned how to increase or decrease the size of brushes, and how to change the opacity of these brushes. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Hi, in this tutorial we will again play with the stamping tool. So earlier we worked on removal of two people in front of this monument, and now we will just try to remove this person as well as this portion of grass. So trying to make it more uniform. So how do we do that? So just go to stamping tool once again, take the reference point, but before that just decrease the size of the brush, because it may not give us the desired result. This looks good, or we can increase it further. Yeah. So now taking reference point over here, very nearby, and just tapping the left button of the mouse, taking the reference point again and doing it again, and then taking a reference point again and just tapping it. And taking a reference point again. And yes, we have done that. And just to make it more clear, we have done it again. So we can see that there is no sign of that person, so that person is gone. Now let's copy this area. So just do it, you know, fast, in a fast way, because the reference point is quite large in size while this area is very small. And since they are tile, and that too in mosaic, so even if you will uh, keep on doing it, it will give us the pattern that it is the original pattern, so you didn't change anything. Yeah, so this is how it looks like without that person and without the grass. This is how we use clone tool or stamping tool. I hope this will help you in understanding it in much deeper way. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Hi, in this tutorial we will learn how to convert any colored image into grayscale image. So it's very simple. All you need to do is go to image. So first of all you have to open the image, and then you have to go to menu bar, image, and then you have to click on mode and then grayscale. So if you will do that, then the image will convert into grayscale mode. So it is that simple. Thank you for watching the video. In this tutorial, we will learn how to use fuzzy select tool in GIMP. So the basic principle behind fuzzy select tool is that it selects the area of current layer or image based on color similarity. So you can also increase or decrease the sensitivity towards the color by increasing or decreasing the threshold value, and we will learn how to do that in a matter of few minutes. So one thing which you have to remember is that whenever you are using fuzzy select tool, always remember that you will be one thing which you should remember while using fuzzy select tool is that the image which you are selecting should have solid or nearly solid colored background. If it is not, then it will create problems, as in the proper area will not be selected. You may try to increase or decrease the value of threshold, but still there will be chances that the required area is not selected. Also, the objects should be having sharp sides or edges, so that it is easier for fuzzy select tool to select the required area. So if in case you are having sort of blurry area, then fuzzy select tool will have hard time in figuring out the area which is required for the selection. So as you will advance in GIMP usage, you will choose path tool or color select tool, which are more efficient as compared to fuzzy select tool. And this is the same thing which is mentioned in GIMP documentation. So now let's get started and start using fuzzy select tool. So we can see we have this magic wand or the fuzzy select tool. So we can see we have multiple modes. Here we have this mode which is replace the current selection. So in case you have selected some area, then you will be selecting the area which is of some definite as required by you. So it second option adds to your current selection, which means that in case you have selected one portion or one object, then you can also add another selection. So there will be then two selections, or you can have multiple selections. So for each additional selection you have to choose this one. So now you can just keep on adding more and more selections. Like we have selected one, then again twice, second one, and then third one, and then fourth one. If you want to remove the selection, so let's say we are having 4 selections right now. If you want to deselect this one, then you can just click on it, or if you want to deselect this one, then you can click on it. Since we can see we have sharp edges in this hello, also the background is solid in nature, so it is really easy for fuzzy select tool to select the area. Now we can see we have two more objects. First is this and second one is this. So we can see it has blurry edges. So when we're talking about blurry, then there will be different colors in this particular range. So around the boundary there will be different colored pixels. So now threshold will play its role. So when we have minimal threshold, then it will be very particular about the color of the pixel. So all the selected region will be having more or less similar color. And as you will increase the value of threshold, it will select wide spectrum of colors. So it won't be limited to one set of color, but different colors which are similar. So like dark red, then lighter red, then more lighter red, like that. So first of all, we will have our threshold value, let's say 1. So if you are selecting it, so you have to choose mode 1 or else it won't get selected. Now we can see a thin or a small portion of this particular object is selected. Why is that? Because this particular portion contains this similar color, while the rest of the object has various shades of red. So since it is not similar to the one which we have inside it, the selected portion, so it didn't select it. So now we will increase the threshold value. So let's say it's 50 now, and now let's try to select it using the fuzzy select tool. Now we can see more wider area is selected. Now we can see that it has selected larger area of the object. So why is that? Because now it is lesser sensitive towards the set of color of red or shade of red, and now it is accepting a wider range of different shades of red color. So that is why we have increased the threshold value. Now we have changed the value of threshold to 100, and now we will try to select the object. Now we can see that it has selected the outer boundary of the object. So why is that? Why is it selecting black color? It is because the boundary will have some pixels which will have a part black and a part red. Now if you want to confirm it, you can just zoom in into the image and you will be able to see the pixels. So now we can see that the pixels in the outer boundary has the color red. So we can see a slight red with the black. So that is why it's the fuzzy select tool selected the boundary, because the boundary has a red color in them, and since we increased the sensitivity towards the red color, which is to say that it is now selecting different shades of red color. So it has selected them. Now if you will increase the threshold value to, let's say, 150, then what will happen? So let's try to select it. Now we can see that a larger portion of the object will be selected, and if you will zoom in into the image, more pixels will be selected. So earlier the region must have been like till here. Now it has been selected till here. So more more wide range of red color is now selected in the object. Now if you want, you can increase the value of threshold a bit more. So let's see what happens when you do that. Now let's say it is 180. Now try selecting it. Now it has selected multiple objects. So why is that? It is because now it has tried to find all the red objects within the image. So since we are having these 7 major objects which are having different shades of red, so irrespective of what is the depth of the red color or intensity of red color, it is selecting it. So since we know that these 5 objects has some portion of red color in them, so that is why fuzzy select tool has selected these 5 or 7 objects. So when you are using fuzzy select tool to select objects having certain color, be sure about the sharpness of the object sides, which means that if the objects are sharp or the edges are sharp, then it will be easier for fuzzy select to select the object. And also the background color should be solid or nearly solid, or else it will be selecting some wrong region or area. So this is how we use fuzzy select tool in GIMP. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Please don't forget to click on the subscribe button for receiving more updates from Being Skilled.